A Texas woman, a white female, decided to murder a black homeless woman, according to the charges. This Texas woman claims that a black homeless woman came at her before shooting. Now she's facing murder charges, thanks to eyewitnesses that said, that's not what happened. So a Texas woman has been arrested and charged with murder in connection to a fatal shooting of a homeless woman outside of a grocery store last week. Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez shared a post to Twitter on Monday, July 26, revealing that 34-year-old Christine Feasis, that's her name, Christine Feasis, was in custody after admitting to shooting a 36-year-old black woman, DeAndrea Citizen, on Sunday, July 25th, in the parking lot of a Food Town grocery store. I want us to see a picture of the alleged killer and the woman she is accused of killing. Initially, this is according to the narrative. Initially, the killer, the alleged killer, told authorities that she was walking her dog when she was attacked or aggressively approached by Citizen. The woman, who was white, said that's when she opened fire, shooting the victim at least once. Do we have her picture? That's her. According to court documents obtained by the Houston Chronicle, following the slaying, this killer decided to go home to her apartment, which was located behind the business, after stashing away her firearm and changing her clothes. She phoned authorities to notify them of her involvement. Now, when she notified authorities, ladies and gentlemen, she said this woman attacked her, aggressively approached her. She basically had no choice but to shoot and to kill this homeless woman. Eyewitnesses told a different story, and they also highlighted that the woman, who's dead now, suffered from mental illness as well. Let me do it the right way, okay? This is not just about someone disregarding human life. This is also about the system, the criminal justice system, disregarding that human life as well. I'm going to show you how. Put up a picture of DeAndrea, the young lady who was killed. DeAndrea is a human being. She did not deserve to die. She did not deserve to get murdered. She's a human being. There's more to this story. However, investigators say that according to a nearby surveillance video and multiple witnesses who identified Feasis as the shooter, the woman was actually walking her dog when she spotted Citizen sitting on a curb, talking to herself, and then shot her. One man claimed to witness the incident, said he tried to perform CPR on the victim, but emergency medical services pronounced her dead at the scene. Now, remember when I told you this is about the system as well, failing this black female? The killer, who has been arrested and charged with murder, received a freaking bond and made the bond. The black female who was homeless and also suffered a mental health condition, according to witnesses, who did not provoke anything, any violence toward this white female. She was killed. She was killed. The white female received a bond after she fled the scene, stashed away her weapon, changed her clothes, and called the police and lied to the police about what happened. The reason why she was arrested for murder is because eyewitnesses and the surveillance video betrayed her. Put up the picture of this killer one more time. That's her. She was released, ladies and gentlemen, on a $75,000 bond. I want to remind you what that means. You go through a bonding company, that's about $7,000, $8,000. Okay? She's accused of killing a whole human being. Fled the scene. Got rid of the evidence. Lied to the police. Gets arrested for murder and released to that bond. When she was in front of the judge, her public defender argued that there should be no house arrest, no curfew. This was unsuccessfully opposed, by the prosecutors. The prosecutor said, you gotta have some restrictions here, Judge. This woman is still locked up for murder. She already has proven she doesn't want to face responsibility, willing to lie to the police. Not a condition of her bond. Not a condition of her bond. Put up the picture of the young woman she's accused of killing again, please. That's a real person, a human being. You mean to tell me that you can walk up to another human being at a grocery store, murder them, leave the scene, get rid of evidence, lie to the police, and still get out of jail the next day without any restrictions? I guarantee you this, ladies and gentlemen, if this would have been a black male who was at the grocery store and walked up to a white female, killed her in cold blood, went to his home, got rid of the evidence, lied to the police, and had surveillance footage that proved what he did, do you think he would have received a bond the next day? No restrictions, no curfew? Farron Cousins, thank you, brother. You cover a lot of these stories, man, on a regular basis. What are your thoughts about this?
Building on what you were just saying, I don't think if it was that situation that had it been a black man doing this to a white woman, I don't even know that he would have made it to the police station alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'd be looking at a much different situation there. But I mean, I have questions about this story too, and I think the prosecutors need to get to this when they start the actual prosecution of this case. Why'd the woman leave the home with a gun on her in the first place?
Yeah.
You don't walk out of your house armed unless you think there's a possibility you're gonna have to discharge that weapon. That is the purpose of a gun. You're walking your dog. Why the gun? And I'm not saying obviously that this is premeditated in any way or that she went out specifically to kill this woman, but I think those are questions that we need to put this woman on the stand and ask her these questions. Because all she's going to do in that instance is basically further indict herself. Oh, well, there's dangerous people in the neighborhood. Okay, well, explain to us what a dangerous person means. Tell us what you think about that. What exactly is your definition of what a dangerous person is? And again, as all the eyewitnesses say, as the surveillance camera says, the woman may have actually gone to her and was talking to herself. In no way was there any kind of threat. Did this woman pose any danger to the woman walking her dog? All she simply had to do was continue walking, walk away, maybe go around the individual and move on with your day. Everybody leaves alive, nobody goes to jail, but that's not what this woman chose to do. She said, you know what, I have my gun on me. I'm gonna go ahead and just do this instead. I'm gonna take somebody's life just because I don't feel like dealing with the situation. That's what happened. And it's sad and it's terrifying. And this is another story, not just of gun violence in the United States, of the lack of mental health care that we have for people. This woman should not have been sitting on a curb, homeless, talking to herself, having a mental health crisis. She should have been able to get the help that she needed, but we don't. And we leave them to die is what we do. We're leaving people to die on the streets because we don't want to take care of them. We don't want to pay the price for it. So she ends up paying the ultimate price for it.
So sad, unfortunate, avoidable. And once again, we highlight Karens on this show as well for this very specific reason. Individuals who believe that others around them are not valuable. Even if there was an argument, brother, arguments should not end in you pulling your gun out and killing somebody. What's very clear from the eyewitness testimony is that there's nothing here that warranted the death of another person. And it's just baffling, obviously, that she has received a bond. But we know white privilege gets you a whole lot of places, especially in the courtroom that she's in, which is in Texas.